solar radiation management, SRM. So this is a story in Politico, and it's talking about a company called Stardust Solutions based in Switzerland. And they are basically working with millions of dollars at their disposal on completely blocking out the sun. They're very secretive about the chemicals they're using. They're talking about a very fast timeline for development. And the conclusion of this article says at some point safeguards will fail and we'll have only bad choices. Blocking out the sun may be the best choice. Give us your thoughts on that.
Stardust Solutions, Rainmaker, the ScopeX plan that was pushed in media, and the make sunsets to IT clowns from Silicon Valley. This is all smoke and mirrors, all of it, everything, including the Stardust bit. Let's all pretend that this hasn't been going on in our skies at an unimaginable scale. This is a climate engineering Manhattan project, and all these little media tidbits that they throw out there are simply smoke and mirrors to make people think that we might have to do this someday, while it's been raging in our skies for 8 decades.
If climate engineering were deployed, it would look exactly like what we're seeing in our skies, but then again, they tell us that we're not really seeing what we are actually seeing. The paradox is, the more the climate engineers spray the planet, destroy the ozone layer, disrupt the hydrological cycle, and increase the overall warming of the planet, the more they feel they have to ramp these programs up to try to mitigate some of the damage that these programs have done in the first place. That is the true definition of insanity.
As a society, we are like a freight train heading for a broken bridge that is just a few years away from us. And I think people don't understand the exponential increase of toxicity in the environment.
These operations should be considered the most insane endeavor ever deployed by the human race. These operations are systematically derailing all of Earth's life support systems in the attempt to blot out the sun. The myopic, short-term objective of trying to cool the planet while worsening the overall warming. The climate engineers, if these operations are allowed to continue, are pounding the nails into our collective coffins.
From a scientific perspective, and what we know about nanomaterials and their effect on human health and the environment, this is a serious problem. And it really does warrant further scientific investigation.
We need the answers to get to the bottom of this national security problem.
So again, crops are collapsing, fisheries collapsing, insects collapsing, wildlife populations collapsing. From your perspective, how could this paradigm possibly be maintained for much longer without a functional planet?
Well, clearly it's not sustainable, Dane. I think what is difficult, as you're pointing out, is that those facts are not readily available to people. They're not really reported on a regular basis. You know, I think there's a debate about, is there such a thing as chemtrails or geoengineering? Is there such a thing as climate change? But nobody's talking, as you are, about the collapse of the insects, collapse of the plankton, collapse of the soil quality. Those are not really in circulation. And I think that you're bringing this out. I think that it would be useful to maybe track some of these things that you do reference a lot, but on the collapse of actually the biosphere that we're in. But as you've always said, I think if people become radically aware of how bad the situation is, and in particular the geoengineering is causing it, and it's being funded by governments around the world, permitted by governments, all on a deceptive basis. People don't know about it. People haven't authorized it. I think there is an opportunity there to change it.